Hi guys, welcome back to PARKRUN SHOWDOWN, the series where I run and rank different park runs. Today we are at Clair Parkrun in Haywards Heath. This one is another local park run for me, so it's quite nice to nip out, get a nice run in. The Power of 10 website, where I get most of my scratch scores from, gave this a 4. So it could potentially be a slightly more difficult run. I looked at maps of it and I couldn't really see much of a hill, but we'll see, we'll find out. So this run is 4.5 laps of a park, so that's probably the most laps I've ever had to do for a park run. So near the end it could get quite interesting when you start overlapping people, so it might be a lot of ducking and weaving going on near the end of this run. The weather, sun's starting to peek through. It's getting quite warm now, but still ideal running conditions, which is good because I've not been very well this week. So this is my first sort of outing since Monday. So it's nice to get those legs stretched a bit. So now I just need to find where the start is. I've parked, I think, quite a distance away, so I've got a bit of a walk ahead of me. Yeah, hopefully I'll make it in time. But let's do this, let's go.
And they're off. It's a nice sunny day and we've started up a very slight slope, even though the slopometer thing's saying we're doing downhill. Interesting. Oh, cheeky corner cut from Mr. Blacktop there. Naughty, naughty. And it seems like we've fallen into the Horsham Parkrun trap. I'm boxed in again on this very narrow pathway. Let's see if I can work my way out. Some spaces open up and I can finally pick up that pace. It didn't look it, but all the way along that back straight it was actually an incline, and God did the legs already burn. Oh, this is the best bit of the course. A nice straight downhill slope. A great chance to open up the legs and pick up some speed. Look at me go! Oh, hitting around the 3 minute per kilometre pace as well. Ah, oh, Lightning McQueen right here. Nipping past the finish line off to the right there, and the course starts to level out. Over on the right there in the distance, you can probably see a nice little slope. We will get to that in a moment. So that, ladies and gentlemen, was what the regulars call the Travelator. Comparable to its game show counterpart, that slope is an 11% incline of absolute leg-burning ability. And it gets harder each time. Wahoo! Also, nearly 1 lap and 1 kilometre done. It's a 4 minute 32, which is rapid. Hopefully we can maintain this pace. There was a marshal on the start line who was very handily shouting out times. Let's just have a listen. I honestly think more parkruns should have this, but then it is more handy when you've got a large amount of laps in a run like this one does. Coming back along that initial straight, and my pace has dropped a little bit whilst climbing this long steady slope. Funnily enough, it was always along here where I found myself struggling the most on each lap, not the Travelator, here. A nice right-hand tight turn as we start back down that lovely long downhill back straight. Time to pick up speed again, but I do need to be careful as I need to weave between people this time as we start lapping. And the ground can actually be quite a bit uneven underfoot here if you notice going along. Nipping round the back of the cricket nets, and there's a nice little dip in the route to help build up speed for that travelator. Let's see how we do. Starting at the bottom at around a 3:45 per kilometre pace, but that's starting to climb up as high as the sixes. Yeah, there we go. We also hit the 2 kilometre mark, and the last kilometre was done in 4 minutes 41. A bit slower, but that's usual for me. I always start off a bit too quick. Crossing that start line once again. What time, Geese?
10 minutes.
Ah, lovely. Thank you. Right, back at the struggle part of the course, and that pace has dropped once again. Go on, pick up that tempo, lad. I'm using these park runs at the moment as tempo runs as training for the next 2 events coming up that I have to do. I'm doing the Battle 10k and also the Billwater Half Marathon, so maybe I'll see some of you there. Crossing that halfway point, and that pace is not looking too shabby. Yep, 4 minute 42. Ooh, 0. Okay, what are you doing, speedometer? It's having a mad moment. Love that. By the way, if you are enjoying what you're watching, please leave a like and subscribe, and also check out some of my other videos. I might have done a park run near you. I am aiming on hopefully getting monetized by the end of the year, so if you could play a part in that, that would be amazing. That travelator is coming up again soon, and the thing I found with the Clair course is that by the time you've recovered from that hill slope, by looping round and running downhill, you're going to go up it again. It kind of compounds with each lap, getting harder and harder each time. Definitely a great challenge for anyone who's up for it. Hitting 3 kilometres just before the travelator, and it's a 4 minute 45, pretty consistent with that previous kilometre, so all good. Let's see how this dastardly slope goes again. A bit out of breath, but not too bad. Only once more to go. Jeez, just listen to those breaths. Oh, you have to be careful along this bit of the path because it does drop off a little bit on the right onto that grass. Oh, God. Yeah, that really is some intense breathing for me, isn't it? Calm down, boy. This bit here along to the cricket nets does seem flat, but as confirmed by the slow bobber, which I know does misbehave at times, it is actually a downhill still. Nicely deceptive just to make you feel faster. And it's also 4 kilometres down, 1 to go, and it's 4 minutes 58. A slight drop in speed now, and you can tell I'm getting to that stage in a 5k where I start to struggle and question my life choices that have led me to this moment. But let's push on for that final kilometre, Tom. Let's go! Oh, the final attempt. Let's see what the Travelator has in store for me on this final lap. I mean, not too bad. Not as bad as previous attempts.
I got that some.
God, not only a timer, but a motivator too. Thank you, Marshall. Yup, breathing like that indicates that we are at that struggle point once again. But this time, I have a large amount of people ahead of me to overlap, including the race director. This could be interesting. Final stretch, nearly there, and every breath sounds like agony. Red vest top finding a burst of speed as I struggle to hold a credible pace myself. Keep pushing, Tom. Grey fade top also finding a kick as we work through a small group. That finish line is now in sight, and that speed's now finally picking up. Let's go! Come on, Tom, keep pushing. And we cross the line with a 4 minute 51. Oh, how's you found that, Tom? Let's check the sexy selfie. Oh, you know what? I think I'll leave you be, mate. So, at the end of that race, I ended up in 29th position out of a nice 120 people who turned up. My overall parkrun time was a 23 minute 50. Fairly good for me. I think it's my second run now in the sub 24 minutes. And I also, again, came third in my age bracket.
So that was Clair Parkrun. Let's go through some scores. For scenery, I gave it a 6. It was a nice little park. It was a nice little foresty section. That's the only reason why I didn't drop it down to a 5. Other than that, there wasn't anything that jumped out and went, wow, this is a gorgeous view. For difficulty or PB ability, I gave it a 6 as well. I gave it a 6 just because that Travelator section was an absolute killer. The rest of it was fairly flat. Obviously got that downhill section near the end just to sort of really get that pace back up again. But the problem is, by the time you've recovered from that Travelator section, you're going back up it again. So there is no real let off with regards to your fitness. For route layout, I gave it a 4. 4.5 laps, 4 points. I think that's only fair. It wasn't exactly the most groundbreaking route I've ever seen in my life. For facilities, I gave it a 5.5. I had to park quite a bit out to walk across and in. There were toilets there, I think. I wasn't 100% sure. I didn't really need to go, so I didn't check. And there was a cafe at the Waitrose across the road, but the problem is no takeaway. I had to go home quickly afterwards and asked, can I get it in a takeaway cup? And they said, no takeaway. I was like, So I had to down it. I didn't really get to enjoy it much. So yes, ruined my coffee, get less points. For X Factor, I gave it a 0. Again, nothing really jumped out and made me think, wow. So 0 is fine. So that gives it an overall score of 21.5, or a 53.8% score. So yet another middle of the run sort of park run that you can do. I really enjoyed it again, but it wasn't
An outstanding one. But where does it go in the rankings, I hear you ask? Have no fear, because as always, the poorly made graphic is there. So that score of 21.5 puts Claire not on the podium, but into 8th place, at the bottom of the rankings so far. Wakehurst Place stays in 1st place, followed by Kingdom and Seaford Beach. So where should I go next? Please leave a comment down below and let us know. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And also check out some of my other videos. Cheers. Bye.